Hello, stakeholders and pilots for Token of Me and Ring True. I'm super excited to share with you guys an update. So much has happened in just 1 week. I can hardly contain my excitement that I wanted to film a video to tell you about it. So a week ago, I flew to Santa Fe, New Mexico to attend an Abraham Hicks seminar. And I met some very interesting people. And the first one just was such a coincidence. When just magic happens and you're like, oh, what are the odds of that, right? So I'm in line and this woman walks up to me and she says, hey, how's the inventions going? I'm like, oh, did you hear about them on Abraham Hicks? And she says, yeah, I was there in Long Beach when you got selected in February. I'm like, oh, that's great. Yeah. So I tell her about the inventions and she's like, wow, that is like amazing. It's so exciting. And I go, yeah. And I even sent a video to Melissa Etheridge, who was also selected because I think she'd be a great poster child for this project. And this woman says, Melissa's my best friend. I invited her to the Long Beach seminar. I'm like, no way. I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't been able to reach Melissa. I've tried, I've sent videos, tried to reach her agents, no response. So, what's better than that? Just going to another event and getting in line with 500 people and being put in the right place, right next to someone who's a close friend. Like, that's way better, right? So we just had a really good time telling her, about the vision. And I just realized that in divine timing, this will all unfold. And I was just so excited, though. I went to go just get a coffee or something, and then I'm in line and there's another woman who I start talking to, and she says, so what are you doing? And I told her because I was just so excited by what just happened. And this woman starts getting goosebumps all over, crying tears of joy, like big tears of joy, over like uncontrollable. And she's just like, oh my God, this has never happened to me. What are you saying? What are you doing? I mean, whatever it is, it's just having this amazing effect on me. So I'm like, wow, this is wonderful. This is great confirmation and validation for me too. Tell me what you're doing. And she's like, well, I'm a filmmaker and a brand man. I want to create this brand. I want to be in on this. I'm like, sure. And then her husband joins in, and well, we just had the most amazing afternoon, right? And as soon as the event was over, they go home in Kansas, which is pretty far away from California. They buy tickets, they fly out to California just 2 days later to spend time with me. And during that time, you can only imagine where this went. They want to do all of our digital assets, our filming of the story, the making for our launch. And they want to do it at their cost, no charge. They just want equity in Token of Me. I'm like, well, absolutely. I like people who bet on themselves. So I offered them a stake of the pie upon success. And they said, beyond that, they're even investing this week. So they're literally investing cash, which I need to start ordering supplies to start building this smart ring that I want to create. So it was just an amazing few days, right? And obviously momentum's building, and I get to now start dreaming about what I really, really want, right? Because now I see, I have these co-creators, I have some funds coming in, and I'm like, okay, well, what am I gonna do now, right? Well, because I've been writing to people in China to try to get them to just do some minor modifications with the firmware to increase the sampling rate so I can measure true U at a higher resolution. And it's just really slow going, guys. It's been kind of frustrating. So I'm like, oh, wow, now I don't have to do it the hard way. Now I can just do what I want, right? So I then stumble upon another video of a guy who's designed a smart ring here in California. I'm like, oh my God, I want this guy. So I write to him. He writes back like less than an hour later. We're on the phone the next day. He's on board, right? This guy's like, yeah, let's do it, right? Let's just design the smart ring you dream of, right? No compromises. And I decided to wear my Apple shirt today because I want this to be the Macintosh of smart rings. Yeah. Because most smart rings out there, they're really, they have no soul or heart. It's just technology, right? I've got like an Aura ring right here. I mean, look at that, guys. Okay, that's about as pretty as they come, but it's just technology, right? There's no heart or soul in this thing, and they all look the same. And I don't want ours to look the same. So I started looking at videos to see, well, what do I really want, right? If I get to do whatever I want, what do I want it to be? And I then came upon some of the most inspiring rings that are not, necessarily technology, but I'm just gonna turn this on. This is the mothership, by the way. And look at those rings, guys, okay? These are just some screenshots I took of these beautiful, this is jewelry, right? I want it to be jewelry. I don't want it to be mass produced. I want value and quality and elegance, right? Like the Macintosh is to the personal computer industry. So, and in particular, look how glowy they are, right? Now, I wanted rings that glow when you flow. Now, all of these rings, they just glow in the dark, right? And that's not the trigger. I want it to be you biometrically in an elevated flow state that causes the glow. So I'm just before the call with this new hardware engineer, I'm just looking at more videos to get inspired, and I like stumbled upon a breakthrough, guys. I can design an LED light that turns on when you're turned on. That would work, right? But I want it to be organic and beautiful, like that kind of light, right? I don't want it to be just a artificial human light. So as I'm studying the properties of the different ingredients in these beautiful rings, there's a difference. There's different glow-in-the-dark properties and pigments, and there's a difference. Turns out, if you use fluorescent pigments, those will only glow under an ultraviolet light, a UV light, not all the frequencies of the sunlight or indoor lighting, but specifically a UV light. So I looked up to see if I can get those miniaturized, and sure enough, we can. So I already talked to the hardware engineer and I said, that's what I want. I want a UV light inside the ring that amplifies your brilliance when you're flowing. And only under those conditions, right, will it really light up. Kind of like when you go out to a dance club and it's just this really like neon lights. Well, that's what I'm looking for. And it's really like a chemical, organic light, not an artificial light. So then I just realized, wow, we're gonna be able to design exactly what we want. Not just increase the sampling rate, but the look, the feel, the whole picture. We can do it ourselves. And so that's what we're gonna do. And I am just so thrilled, guys, that I wanted to create this video to share with you all the momentum that's growing and flowing. And what I'm looking for now is a place, like a physical place where we can organize the equipment and the supplies and eventually do the filming of the making of Ring True and Token of Me. And it could be right here in my living room if Bruce allows it, but there'll be a lathe involved, which kicks up some dust, and so maybe it's the garage next door or down the street, or maybe at one of your homes, right? I'm just looking for someone who's really inspired by this video and says, bring it home. I want to be in on this, and I'll bring it to you. I just have the mothership and my cats need a parking spot. And yeah, a really magical place where we can consolidate the creation of, and a lab to put all these parts together. Now, this upcoming few weeks, I'm going to be ordering all of these supplies, and I'm going out into the mountains, which is my happy place. And I'm just going to focus on the beauty and the art, and I'm going to custom make a few of these rings, right? And at the same time, I'll be talking to this new hardware designer to design with elegance the internal intelligence and wisdom of this smart ring. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go to my happy place and flow and have fun. And I just know, based on what just happened this week, that that's the secret, that's the magic, that's how you get it, all the resources to come in, the co-creators, the funding. And so yeah, that's the other thing I'm looking for, is a little bit more seed funding to be able to pay the hardware designer and to order more equipment to create this magical lab where our new filmmakers will be coming back to film with heart and soul the making of Ring True and Token of Me. So that's all for now. I hope you're enjoying this ride as much as I am now. I'm thrilled, and I'm excited to share with you what's happening. And I'll send you all some updates along the journey on this joyride, and some images of the creating of these new rings. So for now, much love, and I'll see you soon.